Some fun holiday memories. I got a snake when I was 12, so that was pretty fun. That was a big Christmas for us. That was my dad did a lot of magic shows that year, and so we had a fun Christmas, and I always wanted a snake. It was a red-tailed boa constrictor. My dad would put it in the yard, and when people walked by, he'd be like, "What is that, snake?" And then kids would walk up and see it's a red-tailed boa. So that was fun. Let this day be called Christmas, and let it be celebrated each year by gathering with family and by putting a big pine tree in your house. So I grew up in Nashville, and my first job was at Opryland. So to be back here and doing my first Christmas special, it's very, very special. It's very exciting. To be doing something like this too, and just be home, is pretty wild. Welcome to the Grand Ole Opry House. It's a crazy thing to be doing this show. I can't believe they're letting me. But we already started. I wanted to host my own holiday special because I love TV, and I wanted something that everybody can sit and watch together.
Watch out! The jelly roll is on the loose!
We have live sketches.
Yuletide. What does this word mean?
Nobody knows. We have pre-taped sketches. Watch this.
Well, golly! Go!
You're throwing it too hard. Y'all gotta slow it down. Being a Christmas special, we have some awesome Christmas music playing. Darius Rucker.
A beautiful sight, we're having a night.
So you have a little bit of everything. I didn't know I was gonna duet with Carrie Underwood.
You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why.
It's gonna be a great time, exciting, fun. This is a big deal growing up.
How old are you? 100?
After doing SNL, there was an authenticity to those shows. And so I think this has that. When you have something that's shot in front of an audience, just a variety, fun show that families could watch together and hopefully enjoy it.
Find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town.
All of a sudden you have this accelerated success.
Yeah.
What happened there all of a sudden? Did the rest of the world just decide to catch up with your comedy?
I think so. Yeah, I've been waiting, and,
The jokes have been there.
The jokes have been there. It's like one time it was like I did Fallon or I did Netflix special, kind of made a big bump, and then SNL was just another big giant leap. So it just took it. SNL really took it into the main. It was going very well, and then the SNL kind of took it into that mainstream, and they kind of shot it off into another layer.
Now, when you're preparing to do a comedy special, is there one person you run everything by just to say, is this funny, or just kind of test the reaction in the room?
I'll test it with, I usually some comic buddies you call. I got one buddy that'll laugh at anything, so if I got a joke that maybe's not working great, I can always feel pretty positive. I call him. And so maybe that's not the best, because then I go try it, and you're like, that's right. He just laughs at everything. We met at Applebee's. We waited tables at Applebee's together in Nashville. And so we met there before I started comedy, and
And you knew right away, right, that she was...
Yeah. She was very funny. I remember she was on a broom. She was sweeping, and I think she was on the broom, and she clicked it like a witch. Like she was going to ride the broom. She get on.
And you were
and it was just very funny and very cute. And we went to Europe last year. Europe's very old. That's what I learned last time in Europe. Because you think we're old as a country, and you get there and you're like, good night. How long have y'all been over here? Australia, very far away. Farther than I thought. Our Earth, a little bigger than I thought it was. And I think we should have went the other way as well, but the pilot had different plans. I had jet lag there. I did not mind it, because I woke up at 5:45 a.m., and I don't ever wake up that early. So it was like a new life, I was first in line at the breakfast buffet. Here's what I'll tell you. If you get up at 5:45 a.m., noon is pretty far away, though. I mean, I thought you bet your life it's noon, and it's maybe 8:30. 6 p.m., you're like, I don't know how people are out.
How are they doing this?
What are they doing? Why won't the sun go down? I went to career day for my daughter's school, and I get what I do is very fun. But I was nervous because I'm there with real people, and they're smart. And so I was hoping to sit at a table alone. They put me at a table with a surgeon, which I think they did it on purpose. Almost to show the kids, here's the difference between reading. So the kids like come up, you know, and they're like, what subjects do you use for comedy? And I don't even know what the subjects they're taking. I was like, I do English. I do mostly English on stage. They asked him, how long did you go to school to be a surgeon? You know, and he's like 54 years or whatever. It's like And they asked me, they're like, how long to be a comedian? I was like, you're good now, so. I thought of a title.
Yeah.
Big announcement. Drum roll. Let's see if it gets Joanne approved. She shoots down.
The last one.
She let me do full-time magic, and that was the last one I was allowed.
Yeah.
Your friend, Nate Bargatze.
Isn't that great?
That's nice. We had, you had that cursive. We wrote like, having it in cursive, like it just says your friend, Nate Bargatze.
I like it a lot.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think it sets just kind of like what it is. Yeah. My wife's always around too. I feel just always like near, you know, especially about home. It's like I married a cat that I'm like, you just always on me. If I do if I go to the bathroom, she's like, I'm gonna paint the bathroom door while you're in there. I'm like, you couldn't do it later? And I had all the time to do it. I thought I'd wait till you went in, and that's when I was gonna start. If I eat something she doesn't approve of, she just pops up, man. I mean, I'll try to sneak it. I could eat an Oreo cookie in the attic at 3 a.m., and I would bet my life a light would cut on, and she'd be like, what are you doing up here? And if I questioned it, it was like, what are you doing up here? She's like, I'm always up here. This is when I do my attic stuff. She put Life 360 on my phone. That's so they can track you even when they're not near you. You might not even know you have it on your phone. It's worse than what the government's doing. I would rather the government track me than her. She just calls me, why are you at Krispy Kreme donuts? I'm like, look, I'm not gonna live like this, all right? If I want donuts, I'm not gonna lock my phone in a gym locker and go pay cash for donuts. I've done it, but I'm not gonna do it every time. God forbid I go to a store she has a coupon for. I'll be walking into the parking lot just to get a call. Don't buy anything, I have a coupon. I'm like, do you think I'm gonna come home and get that coupon? Is that what you think's about to happen? I'm gonna try to pay more now that you called. I don't even know if Target allows that, but I'm gonna try to negotiate up on this toothpaste. You better hope they don't ask me to round up. I'm rounding up. I hate coupons so much, and she's addicted to them. She will not let me leave. Like, I got a coupon. I'm like, I just feel so stupid. I'm buying deodorant, and I'm like, I don't have all the money, but I'm almost there. But I do have this coupon. One day, I hope to be able to pay full price. We are saving up as much as we can. She wanted to get our front door refinished. I don't even know what that means. But it's a 2-year-old home, so I'm sure it was time for it. She gets all this set up, and I do not know this is happening. So the day the guys come over, they ring the doorbell, and she's gone, and I'm home alone. I opened the door, and I was like, hi. And he goes, well, we have to actually take the front door with us. He's like, oh. I've been awake for 45 seconds. And now have to decide, do I give a man I've never seen what I believe is the absolute most crucial part of our home? So I gave it to him. He took it. Yeah. I thought, I hope she wanted this. She better not come home and be like, where's the door? Look, if you think I'm old, there's people older than me still around. Yeah. That's crazy. It's crazy. Walking around. People from the 30s. My great Aunt Helen, from the 30s. She's deaf. They didn't know she was deaf until she was 9 years old. That's how long it took them to figure it. Deaf, one of the easier ones to figure out. And the doctors were baffled as they smoked in her face. And they're like, you know? She's rude, I'll tell you that. I'm gonna go back to school with her, like kind of like not physically go back to school, but like when she brings like homework home, I think I need a whole nother run through. Like I need one more. Like I don't remember any of it, so I needed to be like, what are they doing or stuff? I don't know. She's gonna go to make sure she goes to college. I did not go to college. I went to a community college. I went for 1 year. I don't even have a credit, so my loan was $40. I just paid cash. I just gave the teacher cash. I was like, this is cool. And he was like, yeah, it's more than enough. I took remedial classes. That's why none of it counted. Remedial is basically when they're like, look, we really don't understand why your high school let you leave. And we're shocked about it. We're going to look into it. But until then, here are some classes you can take that affect nobody. Like I took math as a class. Like I literally bought a book and the title said math on it. I took reading as well. Like reading. Like I drove to that class. I've driven to a reading class. I'm not even an immigrant. I'm from here. I should have knocked it out years ago. I think community college is basically just life kind of being like, look, you're probably going to do manual labor, all right? And that's fine. Because I would go to class, our teacher would be like, all right, everybody, so today's assignment is we're going to help me move. So... Thank you very much. My name is Nate. I'm from Tennessee. And I always like when I meet people and they hear my accent because they're always like, hey, where are you from? I'm like, Tennessee. They're like, that's cool. I got a cousin that lives in Florida. I was like, what? All right. Are we just naming states? Is that what's going on right now? Is his name Kevin? Because it's not Kevin. I don't know who it is. I'm not going to lie to you. I got to go. So good talk, though. Nice hang. My last name is Bargatze, too. I'm Italian. But here's the deal. I'm not accepted by the Italians because of the way I talk. It just doesn't work out. Like, I couldn't go to the mafia and be like, so what are y'all doing? What's happening? I like spaghetti. I would like to join. I like what y'all are doing. I don't know if anybody's like a prostitute here. I would figure some of you, most of you. All right. All of you? Oh, wow. All right. No. Here's it's a rough time for prostitutes because, one, the economy is not that good. And if you're a prostitute in New York, you're getting murdered. So that's a lot too, you know. But if I was always like, they did just have a bunch of prostitutes get murdered in New York, and I was thinking like when a cop goes and walks up on someone that's been killed, it sucks because you have to go. I mean, the person's dead, that sucks, but then you got to go tell the family, and that's like horrible news. But if it's a prostitute, it's double the bad news. Their family doesn't know they're a prostitute, so you got to go up and be like, oh yeah, your daughter's dead, and it wasn't going that good to begin with because she was a prostitute. So, yeah. But I thought about it. I go, all right, if you have to do that, I think the best way to go about it is like you should like when you go to the door, open with the prostitute thing, kind of get the ball rolling a little bit. You know, you're like, look, sir, I hate to say this, but your daughter was a prostitute. Because then every father's going to freak out and be like, I can't believe I'm going to kill her. Then you're like, oh, that's actually, it's crazy that you brought that up without me saying. Do you remember Cecil the lion, that lion that got killed by that dentist? And people got upset, you know? They're like, you can't do that. And all I thought, I was like, what are the odds the one lion you shoot, everybody was like, it wasn't Cecil, was it? That's unbelievable. That's the worst luck both of them have the worst luck possible. There's 30,000 lions left. There's a 1 in 30,000 chance you shoot a lion and the whole world's like, was it Cecil? That's our best friend. We watch him every day. And it's like, he was like, I don't know, it was a lion, dude. They look like lions. They didn't have something special, you know, make them stand out. If we love one, you know, give them a hat. I don't know, like. I don't believe in science. I just like, it's like I don't understand it, so it's easier not to believe in it. It's just it's a quick, they could be making stuff up, you know? I read that they said like cockroaches are like 350 million years old, and it's like, are they, or do you know? I don't know how to go figure that out, because that's what I think you're doing. I think you know that I wouldn't even have a clue to start to figure that out, or want to, so you're just throwing numbers out at me, and I just go, all right. I guess that's what they told y'all in school. Me and my wife, we were in Nashville last summer, and we went out on the lake, and we were like floating around in the water, and there was a guy in a boat like right next to us, and my wife was like, oh, that's my ex-boyfriend in that boat. I didn't know who he was, so she didn't have to say that at all. She was just basically like, you having fun? Because I like to put a stop to that and make you stare at this guy the rest of the day. So I'm like staring at him, and then I look at my wife, and she's staring at him, and I feel like she's staring at him to see what her life would be like if she didn't marry me. My friends were like, you should have went and tried to fight him. And I was like, well, I would have had to swim over to that fight. So I don't know how intimidating that is for a guy to see a head in a life jacket floating his way. And then I gotta get in the boat, you know? Like, if you ever try to climb into a boat from water, it's not aggressive. It takes an hour if no one is in the boat. We're trying to discipline her, too, and it's hard to discipline kids nowadays. You know, you can't do it. You can't spank them. You can't talk about it in a microphone for sure. So, it's like, what do? You gotta hope it works out. Spanking got, like, blown out of proportion, because, like, you would see, like, a video of a lady, like, fighting her kid in a Walmart parking lot, and they were like, no, you're not supposed to spank. You're like, that was a regular fight. That's not, like, what we're talking about. I was spanked. My generation was. It was fine, you know? You ever talk to really old generations? They just act like they were beat with bats. They say stuff to you like, I don't know, that doesn't sound like that should have been happening. You should have called the police or something. Like, the police would hit us as well. Everybody was hitting us. We had to put our dog down recently, and it's a tough thing to do, you know? Nothing was wrong with her. I'm just really busy right now. And she was very sick. That was a joke, all right? That was a joke, and she would have loved that joke, so don't you worry about it. That's the type of humor she had. She was a rescue. It's not your labradoodle humor, all right? It's a little darker. I can tell you one thing that's gone forever is coughing in public. That's a wrap. I mean, you drink water wrong at a restaurant, just go walk in traffic. The whole restaurant just stops. Your table would be like, get out of here. Get out of here. And you know who that's going to hurt the most to cough in public? My parents. That's what I feel, because that's one of their favorite things to do, is cough in public. They love it. That's all they do. They cough everywhere. My dad's choking constantly. Just always, if he's not choking, that's when we get worried. That's how much choking he's doing. We go to a restaurant, and they're like, is your dad okay? I'm like, oh, yeah, that's just what he does, you know? We've been traveling. I've been traveling all over the country during this COVID, and what I've seen is, look, in the middle of the country, they're doing good. I went to a NASCAR race. They all had their mask on. They're doing what they're supposed to do. A lot of people are doing it. We're trying, you know? A lot of stuff, we take our temperature. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings. They took my temperature. You gonna tell me that teenager doesn't know what he's doing? Is that what you're trying to... You don't think he's going to doctor school? That's how he gets started, is he takes temperatures, and he's like, all right, 45 degrees, you're good. Yeah, you're like 60 degrees from a problem. So I don't, you know, and they're not even worried about it. They just don't, 57 degrees. You're like, yeah, I'm dead, dude. That's not good. I asked one guy, I was like, does that even work? He goes, I don't know. When it beeps, I just tell him to go ahead. I swear one kid said beep. I don't think his beep worked, and he goes beep, and I was like, was that? And he goes, you're fine. They did a thing on 60 Minutes about, like, do you know you can buy a tiger here? Like, in this, like, if you guys want to buy a tiger tonight, I could get you in touch with someone that does have tigers. I don't know if I can. It's a real, you can't buy a tiger here in the U.S. They did an undercover, like, reporting on it. And my favorite part was they asked the guy that sells tigers, they were like, so do you think it's, like, too easy to buy a tiger in this country? And the guy was like, yeah, it's like, it's way too easy. And you know what? That's why America's the best, all right? I didn't even know you could buy tigers. Like, I would have been embarrassed to ask. And then I come and find out I don't really have to jump through hoops if I do want to buy a tiger. It's not an all-day thing, it's like an hour. I'll be right back with our tiger. And everybody wants to take away guns. You know, it's like we gotta get everybody's guns. But then that makes me nervous because I think if you take away guns from people, those are the exact same people that will buy tigers. And that's a much bigger problem, all right? Like, you're probably gonna be like, look, here's your gun back. And they're like, no, I'm good, dude. My tiger is way better than my gun. My gun missed all the time. My tiger rarely misses. Even if he does miss, it's just for a second, you know? Like, it's never... Like, if the guy dodges, he's like, your dumb tiger missed. It's like, I mean, it did not. It is right behind you now. And, yeah, he's pissed about it. So... I get it. It's supposed to, it's for our kids, and their kids, and we want to make sure they have a good earth and their environment and stuff. We don't want to have a bad earth. And we don't want them to be mad at us and yell at us. But I don't think they will, because I don't think we get mad. I don't ever see litter on the ground and call my grandmother and be like, where do you get off, you know? I don't know how you show your face anymore, all right? It's cloudy today. Is that because you smoked on planes? Probably. Why'd you have to smoke that high? Where do you think that smoke was going? Still sleeps in our bed, too, and parents don't like that when you say it. They're like, you got to keep them outside, don't look at them. It's my fault. So we had a kid late in life. We have one kid. And so we're kind of hitting all the sites. And I would be, when I get home, I travel a bunch, and I get home, I'd want us to all sleep in the bed together. And I've kind of built up a habit now, and it's happening. So it's tough, though, because kids don't know how to sleep. I mean, she makes king bed feel like a twin. I mean, I'm on the edge. When I sleep alone in a hotel, I have to sleep with my head on the nightstand. It's the only way I know how to go to bed. She gets sideways, upside down. If you woke up upside down tomorrow, you would go to the hospital. She's also apparently going through menopause because she's the hottest human being that's ever lived. I'm not freezing at night. She just kicks all the covers off, and you're like, yeah, no, you go ahead. It's your bed. We're lucky to be in it. She's got to get out at some point, you know? I don't know. She'll be 37 years old. Hey, can I get in the bed with you guys? Her kids are upstairs asleep in their bed. Her husband left a while ago. He ain't gonna put up with that. I like to drink iced coffee with milk. And I told a story. I went into a Starbucks inside a Target. I ordered iced coffee with milk, and the guy gave me milk with ice in it. I did not want milk with ice. I wanted iced coffee with milk, and he heard milk with ice. I have learned that a lot of people do drink milk with ice. People send me pictures all the time of adults just drinking milk with ice, and they stay in the Starbucks. They don't even like run to their car like, this is so embarrassing, I gotta stop this. Like, they do it openly. My wife puts ice in our daughter's milk, and I was like, oh, you do that because of my joke? And she's not a big fan of my comedy, so she was like, I haven't seen it. I was like, we have Netflix, you know? And she's like, I don't think we do. I was like, I know we do. And she was like, I'm just so busy right now. She had no awareness about her, like the senses that dogs have. Our daughter would put birthday cone hats on her, and one time one slipped over her eye, and it was like that for 6 hours. I was just trying to see how long, like, how's it accidentally not coming off? And she was just going about her day, just eating, drinking, like, yeah, I can't see all that eye no more, all right? That's the cards I was dealt, and that's okay. And then I pulled it off of her, and she's like, oh, I didn't know you were a doctor. And I'm like, I am a doctor. She's, you know, and we recycle because of my wife. It's her, she gets all the credit for that. I would never recycle if I was by my, I don't do it if she's not looking at me. So I looked up a list of like, all right, like, what are you supposed to do for global warming as an individual? And it was a big, long list. But the first thing on the list was my favorite. It just said, just talk to your friends and family about it. Think about your friends and family. Just when you guys get together, but do you mind if we talk about global warming for a little? I just thought this would be a good time to get into it. I had a great aunt and uncle fist fight each other at a wedding. Let me get in the middle of that fight. Any chance this fight was about global warming? Because I just would love to get that conversation rolling, you know? My wife's always around, too. I feel just always, like, near, you know, especially about home now. It's like I married a cat that I'm like, you just always on me. If I do if I go to the bathroom, she's like, I'm gonna paint the bathroom door while you're in there. I'm I'm like, you couldn't do it later? No, I had all the time to do it. I thought I'd wait till you went in, and that's when I was going to start. If I eat something she doesn't approve of, she just pops up, man. I mean, I'll try to sneak it. I could eat an Oreo cookie in the attic at 3 a.m., and I would bet my life a light would cut on, and she'd be like, what are you doing up here? And if I questioned it, it was like, what are you doing up here? She's like, I'm always up here. This is when I do my attic stuff. God forbid I go to a store she has a coupon for. I mean, I'll be walking into the parking lot, just get a call, don't buy anything, I have a coupon. I'm like, do you think I'm gonna come home and get that coupon? Is that what you think's about to happen? I'm gonna try to pay more now that you called. I don't even know if Target allows that, but I'm gonna try to negotiate up on this toothpaste. You better hope they don't ask me to round up. I'm rounding up. I hate coupons so much, and she's addicted to them. She will not let me leave. Like, I got a coupon. I'm like, I just feel so stupid. I'm buying deodorant, and I'm like, I don't have all the money, but I'm almost there. But I do have this coupon. One day, I hope to be able to pay full price. We are saving up as much as we can. We've been married 12 years, and our wedding, it was not good. This is not my fault. This was my mom and my wife planned the wedding, and they're both cheap. So they cut corners. If we hire someone to do something at our house, I promise he does not do that job full time. He'll be fixing our dishwasher, and we're like, do you paint houses? And he's like, yeah, I probably could paint houses, you know? His business card says, how hard could it be, right? Can't be that hard. We got married on Friday the 13th, got a pretty sweet deal on that. They were wide open. We were like, what times are available? They go, every one of them, all 24. You can call us that day if you want. Her brother married us. That was free. The photographer was just a buddy of ours that had he just bought a new camera. So we were like, you want to do our wedding? Never done anything professionally, and it showed. His camera stopped working during it, and he started taking stuff out of it. Like, that would be the problem. It's like, yeah, you know what? I bet they put too much stuff inside of it when they built it. You should yank some of those wires. That's not supposed to be in there like that. Our DJ was awful, and that's because we got my mom to hire the DJ. I don't know who thinks to ask someone in their 50s for DJ recommendations. No one ever is like, Mom, were you in with the local DJ scene by any chance? She hired someone older than her. He just had CDs, and this was when computers were doing real good. He got super drunk, played the same song 3 times in a row. White Wedding, which he said was by Billy Joel. He only had one leg, seriously, and that's fine, you know, no one cares until he starts messing up, and then you're like, why does he have one leg? The job I had, the job I will go back to when all this falls apart. I was a water meter reader. The title was the description of what you do. They just went to New York, obvious next stop, Mount Juliet, Tennessee. And they are gonna poison our town's water. So they got all of us water meter readers, stood just in a dark field, alone, waiting for the Taliban to show up. No weapons, no training. They gave us a lantern. A lantern. That does nothing but shows your body as you hold it up. I can't see 2 feet in front of me. If someone's got a gun, they're like, just shoot at the only light in that field. I'm gonna put it over my heart to see. I'm like, what's going on? I remember I would fall out of a bunk bed. I slept in a bunk bed. I was on the top bunk, and I would get over a railing and just fall 6 feet to the ground and just land. I mean, you don't catch yourself. It's just whatever hits first. All your body weight just lands on your head. I got a full-blown concussion. I'm crying. My parents are like, just go back to a deep sleep for 7 hours. I've had 3 concussions in my life, and none of them because of sports. Just living life, man, you know? Stuff happens to your head. What are you gonna do? I'm 41 years old, and when I turned 40 was the first age I did not want to turn. I remember my parents turning 40. It just feels old. And it's also the age that you do realize everybody you're talking to, you are older than. Before you're 40, I think everybody you talk to is your age. And for some reason, when you turn 40, you're just older than that person. I'll just be talking to them like, remember that? It's like 97, 98. They go, I wasn't born yet. You're like, golly, are you serious, dude? In my eyes, we look the same. Where's your dad at? Let me talk to him, because I swear I thought you were my age. One thing I got when I hit my 40s was claustrophobia. Never had it. Actually got it here on the Simpsons ride, which is what's crazy. I mean, we're 100 yards away from where my life fell apart. I rode that ride with my daughter, and we're sitting on it, and we had another buddy, and he has his 2 girls on, and so we sit there, and they pull the bar down, and the bar, my leg gets stuck in the middle, and it just opened a door that I never knew was there. I mean, it's like a problem. I had to stop the ride. It's super embarrassing to stop a child's ride and just be like, I'm just waving. I'm like, I can't do it. And then they opened the bar and they go, all right, you can do it again. I was like, I'm out, dude. And no one got to ride it because I couldn't ride it. We all had to leave. Yeah, ruined it for everybody. And that's claustrophobia. It just kind of ruins everybody's time. It's what's funny, the panic of claustrophobia is pretty funny though. I mean, it's not funny when it's happening to you, but how quick you go from normal to just an insane person it's all at the same time. So it's all kind of new to me, so I forget I have it. And I'll put myself in a situation and I go, there it is. I got an Uber once with like 7 people. And so we get in, I'll get in the 3rd row trying to be a good guy. And I climb in the back, they put all the seats up and it just starts hitting me. And I mean, I'm back there, you're like, just trying to be normal, you know, you're not talking. And then you just go, hey, you think you could roll the window down? You know what? Can everybody just get out of the van real fast? I mean, we're just driving down the interstate. Hey, could y'all crack the window? Do you mind if I drive the Uber? You think I could drive it? I don't believe in science. I'm out like, I don't know. I don't understand science. So it's just easier not to believe in it. It's just, I think they could be making stuff up. Why could not, I saw there, cockroaches are 350 million years old. It's like, are they, or do you know that I don't know how to go figure that out? Because that's what I think. I think I have no idea how you got to that number, and I'll just go, all right, I guess, why would you lie to me about it? Pluto. Pluto's not been a planet for a while, right? That's however long it's not been a planet, that's as long as I've been out of science. Because I was just checked out. I was like, you can't do that, dude. You can't jam Pluto down my throat my whole life. And then when I get out of school, you're like, we were just kidding about Pluto. That's not even a thing. It affected me. I remember in elementary school, I got a C because I forgot Pluto. And you know what? Turns out I should have got above an A. That's what I should have got. I should have been teaching the class because, yeah, I nailed it. I never believed in Pluto. I said it's too far. I go, it's too far. Yeah, these guys don't, they don't know. Neptune's next. You wait. I think Neptune, they're gonna be like, we can't see that far out. That's so far. I did a show in a prison once. All the way in it. We went in it. There's few more people than this. We go in, let's say you guys are the inmates. So I'm sitting here, I'm doing my dumb jokes. None of them work. Every joke I have involves being outside in the past 30 years. Nothing's relatable. I'm traffic's crazy. Do you guys remember? Who remembers traffic? An inmate gets up and starts walking towards me. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. I've seen movies, he's gonna use me to break out. So, I don't want to point at him, but I am trying to draw. I'm like, the weather's been pretty crazy. Should he be walking up like that? Turns out, he's just going to the bathrooms. They're right behind me. He's a good guy. I judged him on what he was wearing and where we were at. Marriage fights are great because they're all very dumb. I would say 90% of them are dumb. 10% the cops show up. But we got in a fight once over chocolate milk. We didn't talk for 24 hours. What happened is I brought chocolate milk home, and she was like, why did you bring it home? And I was like, you're supposed to drink it after you work out. She was like, that's not true. And I was like, well, there's a commercial on TV that probably looked into it more than you did. So I decided to listen to them. And she said, that's just the milk people pushing chocolate milk. And I was like, you don't even know what that statement means. You don't know if there's milk people. And I think chocolate milk's doing fine. I don't think they're sitting on barrels of it. And they're like, we got to make up a lie. We got to get rid of this chocolate milk. She went to college, all right, and I did not. But she did not study chocolate milk. When is it good and not good for you? To be fair to her, though, I do not work out. So, 43, you still think you're young. I have this jacket on. I'll hang out with a 23-year-old, and I'm like, you get it, dude? We're just a couple young dudes kicking it. Some guy will walk up, he's like, I'm 45. I'm like, why don't you beat it, old man? I can't believe that guy had the nerve to think he was our age, right, dude? That's crazy. Let's go sit down for a little bit. Doctor visits change. I had to get a physical. I mean, before 40, you don't even go inside. It's like a drive-in window. You just move your neck, and he's like, come on, dude, you're wasting everybody's time, all right? It was the first time I've ever been talked to old. It was just me and the doctor. And he looks at me and he just goes, do you pee a lot at night? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, did my dad just walk in the room? How old do you think I am? I've never peed at night in my life. How about that? But since you brought it up, what is a lot? What is a big amount? The end of the night comes, everybody's drunk, children, adults, it's across the board. A fight breaks out. We hear some of y'all fight. And I mean, you're sitting there, you got a 50-50 shot. It's not your side of the family. We get over there, it's 100% our side. It's my dad's aunt and an uncle, both rolling around on the ground. They're in their late 70s. He wanted to leave, she did not. So they thought, let's just handle it in front of everybody. She's on top of him, she punches him, he then punches her, and you're like, you can't do that, you know? So we gotta get him apart, and he starts fighting us, and he's a pretty good fighter, all right? He's punching women in public. You don't think he's handled some dudes in his lifetime? That ends the night. You know, you can't be like, all right, guys, let's calm. Let's cut the radio back on, find a good station. I went to community college for 1 year. I have 0 credits. Community college, we're just going to show you the ropes around town, kind of give you a lay of the land. And they go, it looks like you've never heard about it. Everybody in there was like 50. I'm like, well, who's the teacher? So me and my buddy, we rented a car. He's driving. On the way out there, I see a dead horse just laid out in this guy's yard. And I've never seen that before. And I was like, man, I bet you don't think about that when you buy a horse, it dying. You know, what do? That's a huge thing, dying in your yard. You can't just scoot it off into the woods with your foot and try to get another one that matches before the kids come home. You have to tell your wife to keep the kids away for a month. You got to Google how to move a dead horse. You got to probably try to get another horse to help you do it. And that's not easy. That's what the blinders were invented for. Because it's like, just look ahead. Don't worry about what's going on back. No, look. Or you got to get your friends to help you do it. And you can't spill the beans too quick on that. You think it's hard for them to help you move a couch? Try a dead horse. You gotta lie to them, like, we're getting a divorce. Just come over, bring your truck and some gloves. I have a daughter, and my daughter's name is Harper. So a lot of people ask, they're like, oh, did you name her after Harper Lee, the author of To Kill a Mockingbird? And, you know, I've never thought about an author a day in my life. So that never occurred to me. I mean, my middle name's Lee, and just never crossed my mind. I love having a kid. I love when kids cry. It's just innocent. I love how innocent it is. They cry over a tag in their shirt. And I mean, they're ball. Just, they don't like, it feels weird. And then, I mean, if you walk, you're like, is your house on fire? Like, I've never seen someone cry this much. It's over nothing. She's on her iPad a lot. You know, that's the hard part. You got to get these kids off. Or you don't want technology all the time. She just sits there on her iPad. She wants to be a YouTuber, which as a comedian makes me furious. She watches all these kid YouTube videos, and now she makes her own videos. It's just her sitting there going, hey guys, what's going on? Click the links below, subscribe, leave a comment. None of this is anywhere but my phone. I got 90 hours of this, not on YouTube. Me and her mom are the only subscribers. She just watches kids playing with toys. Too. Like, that's what's crazy. It's not like a show. I'd be fine if she watched a show. She watches just a kid that's like, hey, You don't have this toy? I do. You want to see me open it? It's got 5 billion views. It looks like we buy her nothing. Like we just show her, if you want to watch a kid have fun, but you're never going to have fun in this house. He goes, hey, this kid fell. Can you carry him up? So they carry me up. And my mom's in an ambulance in her pajamas. My dad, who I think everybody knows now is a magician, and he's doing a show in a full tuxedo. So when they get to the hospital, the doctor starts talking to my parents. I mean, my mom looks homeless. My dad's in a tuxedo. It looks like they're divorced and someone's not paying child support. Out of all the years, this has been the best one. I mean, there's aliens. They said there's UFOs. And no one cares. What kind of year could you have that you could sneak in? Hey, everybody, on the news, they're at the end of the news, they go, there's UFOs. And you're like, oh, do they have COVID? And you're like, no. Like, I don't know. They won't get tested. But I've been doing these drive-in shows, these drive-in movie theater shows. And my buddy, Nick Novicki's been with me. And Nick's a little person, very fun. We started a comedy together. Nick's very fun to be friends with. He very easy to trick. We were once at a coffee shop, and a guy was sitting near us with a big husky dog. And Nick just goes, hey, you think that's a wolf? And I just said, yeah, I do think it's a wolf. They just passed a law that if you can catch a wolf, you can have it as a pet. And he goes, should I go ask him about it? I was like, I mean, absolutely. He wants to talk about it. That's why he brought that wolf out here. And I watched him walk over to him and just go, excuse me, is that a wolf? And the guy, he didn't really know how to answer it. He said, what? You think I brought a wild wolf to this coffee shop? And the wolf's just being cool about it? It's not losing its mind right now? When we were doing these driving shows, we were all on a bus together. I convinced Nick that I didn't know who Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding were. Nick is learning this, that I do know who they are. He's learning right now with you. I never told him. I absolutely know who they are. He brought all his references are just 90s sports references. He only can reference the 90s. And so he brings up Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding, and I was like, who's that? He's like, what? You don't know who they are? And I was like, I don't think anybody knows who they are. And he goes, dude, it's like a huge story. It's like figure skating is like a mafia hit. I was like, I've never heard this, dude. Don't you think I would have heard it? I was like, no one knows this. He's like, he's losing his mind. I go, they should make a 30 for 30 if it's that good. He goes, they did. Another guy's like, they should make a movie about it. He goes, there's a movie. And he's just losing it. One of my favorite ones was, this was forever ago. We're going to a friend's house, and it was a 4-flight walk up. And so we had to walk 4 flights. Obviously, I walk faster than Nick. And I used to wait for him, but we've just been friends too long. I can't. We're like an old married couple. I'm just gone. So I knew where we were going, and I knew that he did not. So I leave him, and I go into my buddy's apartment. I was like, Nick doesn't know where you live. So that's fun, just see what happens. About 30 minutes go by. Nick finally comes into the apartment, and I asked him, I was like, where were you? He goes, I didn't know where to go. And I go, I know. So, you've been gone for a long time. Did you go back outside? He goes, oh, no, I've been in someone else's apartment all this time. He went into someone's, he was just trying handles. And the door opened, he walked in, said, I'm with Nate, and went and sat on their couch. That's how far he made it. Think about where your couch is. That's how deep he made it into their place. And he's so confident, they had to be like, I don't know, maybe we know a Nate, Vanderbilt went to their first bowl game in football in 20 years, in 2008. And so we all go to it. We're very excited. It's at Tennessee Titans Stadium. So me and a bunch of buddies get together. We go tailgate. We get cornhole, a grill. We're going all out. And my ticket was at will call. So I was like, look, I got to go get my ticket. I'll be right back. So I go get my ticket. And before the lady gives it to me, she ripped it, which means you have to go in. And it was, a full 3 hours before the game starts. I was like, I don't want to go in yet, And she's like, you have to go. And I just walked in to just an empty stadium, 60,000 empty seats. I go to my seat. I don't even just go to a different, I went to the one I'm supposed to go to, like a loser. The players are like in jeans. They're not even dressed yet. I was like, I'm real excited for the game. I like startled them. They're like, oh, I didn't even know anybody was in here. Did you go to Vandy? I was like, you would think with how early I'm here. But I also think if I went to Vandy, I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in. I walked to the top of the stadium and just watched my friends tailgate. I just sat up at the very top. And I was like, I'm already in, guys. Yeah, I decided to save our numbered seats. Nothing was open. I stood in front of a concession stand like I was waiting for an iPhone to come out. Just that gate was down. I'm just like already trying to figure out what I'm going to eat. And they came and opened it, and one side got stuck, and I helped them. I go, I'll get that. So I helped them open it. They're like, oh, do you work here? I was like, I've been here a little bit longer than you have. So we got married on Friday the 13th. Got a pretty sweet deal on that. They were wide open. We were like, what times are available? They go, every one of them, all 24. You can call us that day if you want. Her brother married us. That was free. The photographer was just a buddy of ours that had he just bought a new camera. So we were like, you gonna do our wedding? Never done anything professionally, and it showed. His camera stopped working during it, and he started taking stuff out of it. Like, that would be the problem. It's like, yeah, you know what? I bet they put too much stuff inside of it when they built it. You should yank some of those wires. That's not supposed to be in there like that. So a lot of hotels now, they have Chromecast, and you can watch like Netflix in your hotel room. So I get in my room, and I turn it on, and my Chromecast is not working. So I call down to the front desk, and the oldest voice I ever heard answered the phone. This guy was a Civil War survivor. I mean, he was the age where you just go, thank you for your service. And it's like, was in the Army? You're like, probably, man. I mean, there's an age where like they all had to go at that age, so just say it. So I tell him, I go, hey, my Chromecast is not working. And I could have just made up a word. I mean, he's never heard of that. I could have said, my beep bop broke. I mean, he asked if I was staying at that hotel. That's how he goes, are you staying here? I was like, do you think I've called the front desk from a different hotel room? So he goes, look, I don't know what this is, but there's a younger guy here. I'm going to send him up. He'll be able to help you. And I was like, great. So that guy comes up, and he knocks on my door. I open it. He's my dad's age. And I mean, right when I see him, you're like, all right, dude, we don't have to do this, you know? I mean, I know you've heard of it, but if I can't fix it, you're not going to be able to fix it. But he's the generation that still wants to give it a try. So I got to let him in. So he comes in my room, sits on my bed, a little too far back, I thought. I just remember like the back of his calves were touching the bed, and I was like, are your feet dangling? How far back are you going to go? Are you cold? Do you want some covers, man? He gets the remote and just starts pressing all the buttons, and I said, I don't know if that's going to do it. And he goes, let's just keep trying it, though. I go, all right. I'm going to turn the shower on, open a window, let's try everything, you know? Let's just see, maybe it turns on. Who knows? Maybe it's all connected. So we can't get it. And he goes, all right. He goes, there's a younger guy. He's about to come to work. And at this point, I'm like, I'm the younger guy, man. I was like, it's all right, dude. I don't need it. And he goes, no, it's a millennial. And I was like, all right, now we're getting somewhere, you know? This is what the millennial does. He was born with technology. He's going to know how to fix this. I was excited. I was like, great. He goes, he comes to work in an hour. I go, wonderful. And let me tell you, you know how quick that millennial fixed it? Well, I'll never know because he just didn't come to work that night. So didn't call in, nothing. And I found out because the old guy called me because he was supposed to fill in for him. He was furious, dude. He hates that millennial. He goes, he never comes to work. He doesn't take it serious. He's got a peanut allergy. And I was like, all right, well, I ended up fixing it myself because it was just unplugged. So that's my fault. 2020 has been my favorite year. Out of all the years, this has been the best one. I mean, there's aliens. They said there's UFOs. And no one cares. What kind of year could you have that you could sneak in? Hey, everybody, on the news. They're at the end of the news, they go, there's UFOs. And you're like, oh, do they have COVID? And you're like, no. Like, I don't know. They won't get tested. But I told my wife that. I said, they said there's UFOs, and she just went about her day. I mean, you might even watch this and be like, oh, I didn't even hear that. And that's the point. That's how amazing 2020 has been. I also feel this is a good year to see where your friends are at. You know, like you want to be in the middle, I think. And I got friends that they take a shower with their mask on, and they sleep with the mask on because they have a hamster, and the hamster probably has it, and they live alone. It's just them and the hamster. And I also have friends that I don't think have even heard about COVID. It looks like someone told them to try to go get it. That's how they're living. I have a lot of friends too that they tell me they already had it. They're like, I had it. I had a fever. February, had a fever for a couple hours, so probably had it. I had one friend, he told me he had it in 2015. Convinced. He goes, I had it in 2015. I was the first, and it just didn't catch on like it has now. But it's very nerve-wracking when a baby has to get a shot because, like, they just don't get it, you know? Like, she's just looking at us like this day is going pretty unbelievable. And I don't see how it's going to go wrong. As she's looking at the needle, and then you're like, it's about to go way wrong. So the needle goes in, she gets a shot. So we go to grab her, right, because we're ready for her to start crying. She blows us away. She doesn't cry at all. Like, we're just, like, baffled. We're, like, sitting there, like, we can't believe this. Like, this is unbelievable. My wife was, like, getting emotional. She was like, oh, maybe this is a sign she's going to be, like, a strong girl, like, a powerful woman. And I was like, yeah, that's right. Maybe she's going to be that. We all should think about, like, maybe she's going to be a psycho. Like, who doesn't cry when they get a shot? Have you thought about that at all? That's what I'm worried about. Who's fine with pain already at 9 months old? When you have a baby, you want them to be healthy and not a serial killer. And I don't know which path we're going down right now. I know in 20 years, I'm either going to be like, look, telling her, like, we love you and we're happy you've accomplished everything. Or I'm going to be on the news being like, we love you and you need to turn yourself in right now. Right this second. I knew that shot meant something.
It's the Montreal Just for Laughs Comedy Festival. Kevin Hart presents LOL at KFM.
I don't know, I'm a pretty dumb guy. Pretty dumb. It's fine though. My wife, one time we were out on the lake with some of our friends, and we were floating around in the water, and there was a guy in a boat right next to us, and my wife was like, oh, that's my ex-boyfriend in that boat. I didn't know who he was. She didn't have to say anything at all. She was just basically like, are you having fun? Because I would like to put a stop to that, and make you stare at this guy. I don't think of the consequences with everything. Like, we have one dog. I would like another dog. My wife does not want another dog because it's a lot. It's a lot to have two dogs because you gotta open the back door and let two dogs out. Then you shut it. And now they're out there. You're inside, not dealing with it. But then they want to come back in, and you're like, gotta go let all these dogs back in. You're like, one dog, two, look at all these dogs everywhere.
If you stay at a hotel, you're going to get an email a day later with a survey. And these survey questions, they're very pointed. It's not, how did you like the Holiday Inn? It's when you checked in, were you greeted by the front desk? Did they offer you? Just ask me what you want to ask me. Should we fire Carol? I see what's going on here. You guys don't have any managers on staff, so you want me to be a tattletale. You want me to tell on Carol, and I'm not a rat. I'm not going to rat Carol out, okay? I'm not going to do it. I don't even leave bad Yelp reviews. You know why? I'm a comedian, and sometimes I have bad shows, and I would prefer that you guys shut up about it, okay? Like, it's just, we don't need to tell everybody anything, all right?
I got all kinds of friends now, single, married, divorced. I got one friend, he got married, divorced, remarried the same woman. I talked to him a few days ago. He said, I'm depressed. I'm like, why are you depressed? He said, I'm having marital problems. I'm like, dude, you're not having marital problems. You have a learning disability.
Look, I can be wasteful. Like, if something gets to the bottom, I will throw it away. Ketchup. If ketchup gets like that much left, I'm like, blah. She will put the old ketchup with the new ketchup. That way your ketchup's always gross. Toothpaste. I will use it to what I think the average person uses it to. I don't think I should feel muscles trying to get it out. I'm not gonna have an iron on top of it. But she'll do it more. So I know when I'm done with it, I give it to the hobo I married. She cuts it, gets it all out. Everybody's been very nice. We're trying to see if I can do it. If my acting, that's the fun thing is you get I feel like all the audience has got to be like, can he make a movie? Can he act? And so I have an acting coach. It's been great, and you're on set, and we were, yesterday we just shot for like 12 hours till like 10 o'clock at night or something, and everybody's very nice. I got some people that I've known in the movie. So I'm very comfortable with. Mandy Moore is playing my wife. She's great. The children that are my children, they're like real deal actors. So, I've got myself around people that know what they're doing. It's more fun than I thought. I didn't know for sure. I'm kind of on the go. And so like when you're going to be stuck somewhere for like a long, for 2 months filming a movie and the movie doesn't come out till March 13th of next year, you're like, I don't know if I'm like waiting and all this kind of stuff. I see it now. And like, as you get in it and you're shooting fun stuff, and I'm just learning what you can do, what can you do in a movie? I love it. I love it right now. You can ask me again in a month and a half and I'll tell you and see what happens. But right now, I love it. What's up? We're in Peoria, Barnes & Noble. Trying to find my book. Only one left. It's back in there. Buddy Michael Costa. Here it is. I'm going to sign this. I've never done this. This is one you sign. I get asked to leave. They're like, sir, you can't do it. It's a great Mother's Day gift. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. Go buy this book. And thank you for everybody that's read it and listened to the audiobook and all that. And if you come to Peoria, Barnes & Noble, there's one signed. So happy Mother's Day. Thanks.
You got to play with Rory McIlroy.
I did.
I mean,
it was,
you were
he's
partners.
Awesome, dude.
What was this, Arnold Palmer?
It was Arnold Palmer's the Pro-Am. Just two. Look at that. Just two dudes, man. Just playing golf.
That's not two dudes, man. That's Rory McIlroy and you.
I know, two just in shape. I'm wearing that shirt to confuse everybody from my body. Because it's like got so much stuff on it that everybody's like, they go, is he? They go, like, is he in shape? You're like, I don't know. It's not like a kid. It's like one of those pictures you stare at and you're just trying to see a boat in the middle.
That's the shirt you wore?
Yeah, that's the shirt I wore.
Did you get tips from Rory?
I did. He tells you, he told me how to putt. It's like, he says it and you're like, I don't know, It's hard to take tips from someone at that level.
Yeah.
Because he can't dumb it down enough. So he's like, just putt like this. And you're like, I just politely go, all right. And then I just like.
Do what you do.
Yeah, then you're like, I don't know what he was saying.
Yeah, but then here's another photo that I thought was very interesting. It's you and Rory. And I just want to know, why is he holding the umbrella for you? Yeah. He's the Grand Slam winner. He's the Masters champ.
This was pre-Grand Slam. So I think I was the top dog on that one. Because obviously now I don't think he would do it as a grand slam. It would be hard for me to get him to hold the umbrella now.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
This should never have happened.
I didn't look. He did not have a green jacket at that point. So,
gosh, Rory, yeah.
Correct Opinions with Trey Kennedy is now a part of the Nate Land Podcast Network. We appreciate that, dude. You're helping us.
No, man.
We're bringing you down.
Yeah.
My whole family's relying on you carrying this, Nate Land. He goes, you better, I swear to you, Trey, this better be unbelievable.
All right. Well, I hope it is. And,
it is. I know.
I'm honored, man. I'm really, really excited. I've been doing this podcast for years, and it's grown, it's changed, and this is like definitely the next great step for me and for us. So I'm really pumped.
What are you talking about on it? Like
Correct Opinions. So yeah, I was born out of, I like to think I have all the right takes. So we got my co-host Jake.
You're that age that probably
right. It was very Correct Opinions, and now it's like, well, maybe I'm not that correct, but now I'm almost coming.
I know you do this podcast. You have Jake Triplett and your wife,
my wife Katie. Yep.
Correct Opinions each week on Nate Land YouTube channel. Go and listen wherever you enjoy your podcast. Trey, glad to have you, buddy. We'll see you soon, man.
Perfect. Thanks again, man.